Mirage, that surprise pick from Aurora.
Tak. Bu 3. Benim de başına ağrıyor.
Force the kill in the last second. Right to the smoke.
I muted myself and lifted my microphone up. Super professional here. That's why you won't see me for the rest of the weekend. You are watching Aurora up against Na'Vi, and of course the big surprise was Aurora taking that Na'Vi map pick. And now we move on to Mirage, which was a surprise coming from Aurora. And I suppose this is the $850,000 prize pool question, which is, what's wrong with Na'Vi right now?
I mean, these T-sides have been a nightmare in some of these games. They played Mirage yesterday against Imperial, and that T-side looked very similar to what we just saw on Nuke. Losing opening duels, it was Cello on that occasion from Connector to do a number on them. Zantaras will be there this game, so hardly a fun fight in towards that direction. That's a big fear for them, Sam. They can't afford to play so many rounds man down. They've got Alexi. Alexi's a fabulous mid-round caller. He can get them in good positions and get them to win rounds. But fundamentally, if they're not, you know, in an even scenario and getting onto bomb sites, it's hard to work any magic because you're playing with nothing.
A couple of question marks around the Mirage pick. Now that you've had a chance to see Aurora win on Nuke, do you still have those question marks with this map?
I think they're just plainly on better form today. I think they might have a good chance of taking it just because of what we've seen from Na'Vi previously on Mirage in the tournament. I think they do have issues with the spacing and the trading moment. It's not just losing the opening duels. It's the basics they might need to just go back to find a way back into this series. And we saw it against Imperial. Alan brought it up. I think there's very big openings for Aurora to make this a punish pick and get this one done.
Keep using the term punish pick. Trav, you did that earlier, and look how it paid off for you. You don't think you've just jinxed it?
I'm happy to put my name out there, dude.
Okay.
I'm happy to put my prediction out there. Honestly, this Na'Vi, they've always kind of had a little bit of a tilt factor as well, historically, right? We saw that with the JL roster. They've definitely tempered that since the Makaze edition. I think they kind of feel like they need to be a bit more of a supporter to adding a younger gun into the team to sort of help his mental and get him acclimatized. But I don't think they can be at all happy with how the current games are looking. So I hope that doesn't come back to haunt them and doesn't start becoming a factor again with this roster.
How do we think Aurora's going to play on Mirage?
Same way they play on every map, it'll be a hella aggressive CT side. It'll be proactive. Woxic will be on the move just like he was on Nuke. They're a team that loves the set play on T-side. They love set rounds. They've always leaned in that direction. So particularly for this map and trying to win this in two, a huge win condition is that Major makes good reads and good calls and goes into the unprotected sides, gets into avenues where Na'Vi isn't defending. If he has a great day today, they absolutely could 2-0 this series.
Yeah, and I think they've clearly done their homework overnight, right? They've almost certainly watched the Na'Vi Imperial game and said, okay, look, we've seen this, we've seen that, we can punish that. We can actually make this one a bit of a shock for them to pick into Mirage and give Na'Vi something different to think about, rather than what would have been an expected map like we've played them before and failed against. So may as well try something different, may as well change it up. When you've lost the last two series against them 2-0, you're going to need to do that.
How important is this game in the bigger picture of competitive Counter-Strike this year for both of these teams and where they're sitting? How important is a victory here?
It's not an elimination game, it's a progression game. They're both going to still be in the tournament, whoever loses. I do think Na'Vi need to win it to prove that they are on the up and they can
Boşuna mükemmel olsun.
continuing the progress from Pro League, outperforming their own expectations. Aurora, they plainly need to win this tournament. This tournament or the next tournament might be their best chance in however long with how the invites have panned out, and then being one of the higher ranked teams at this event and the next event at PGL. So to have a day off will be lovely for either of them.
There you go. This is it. There is a chance that Aurora can 2-0 this and get revenge on Na'Vi after their loss at EPL. Is that going to happen? We're about to find out.
Bence yaprak şekilli.
Absolutely, we are. I'm very excited to see if now.
Tek. Na'Vi Aurora. Bence yaprak şekilli. Oyun stream havuzdan çıkması yapıyor çünkü. Teorgellik oraya.
And dual Berettas for the defense of Na'Vi. The attack smoke double flash into Molly. And they're going to be down on A. Madja searching top mid with the Molly. He might do that towards window, which would make you think a B split is possible. Yeah, they're feigning a B split into an A walk. 3 players here to defend.
Wonderful default bit to be set up for that multi-kill once more. Gets the info, doesn't get the headshots, and Tara's hands him a bullet, goes for jump shots, does Jota. Bit though, he is that late piece and cleared out. Nice precision from Wakadia and co.
2'ye tur.
Take the site, likely to take the round. Alexi, smoke and flash for the retake. Kaze first man in. Doesn't get the headshots, and Tara's hands him a bullet, goes for jump shots, does Jota. First bullet goes wide.
Honestly, if Alexi had armor, I'd be saying both just save the dev right now.
It is eventually the war of attrition 1 on Woxic default. Time, however, half gone. You might get an overreaction.
2-2. Bo'ldi bu. Oo.
Okay, 1-on-1. Makaze.
Birga bir.
I mean, he's doing it for the points. He's getting for the extra $300. Can't do
Yaxshi.
it. Sticks around, a smile creeps onto Wakadia's face. A lovely, impactful pistol from him.
Okay, so 3 out of 3 pistols so far, and another opening kill in favor of Aurora. I'll be keeping count, don't you worry about that. I got the notepad out, the tally will keep on ticking up.
You said it couldn't,
yeah,
or wouldn't rather, it certainly could.
Maybe I should have said shouldn't.
Yeah, that's better. But we saw Na'Vi's capacity for winning second rounds. It's
True.
Not impossible.
Especially with Makazi dig, but right now it's Makazi Famous. 3-man B start, 1 towards window, 1 towards A. So that's the split of the defenses. You guys got to do something a little bit more booky on a round like this. Pressure applied. So I think on the T side, you can't just sit in a default spread and wait for too long, right? You need to make sure that you're showing yourself across the map. You want to try and siphon out the CT block utility in a round like this.
Santares.
It's going to be light. So if you're able to apply pressure early, and then you give yourself a lot more time to work into things. So juggling nades on this B stack. Hoping for that B finish. Magic joins Zentaras in through the underpass. You got 2 players towards the top mid of Woxic and Wakadia. On the extremity will be Jota over towards A ramp. Could try flash and jump out the window. It would be crazy. Yep. Okay, it is crazy.
Alexi,
And it didn't work. Another opening kill.
Santares vurup koydu.
It's an idea, right? Yeah, I
Program anlaşmalı işte. Yaxshi.
That's the B man. So does that send them back into the stack, or at least what once was? This is looking problematic, Alex. That's the bomb loose.
That is the bomb. That's a lot of info.
Zentaras is low.
And with Con occupied as well, Bit can really lend a hand on bomb retrieval missions. Jota comes in to flank the flank.
Bilib qoldi.
Gets away with it. Bit still found
Jota.
It's an obvious find for Wonderful. Wakadia
Birga 3.
down, and now the Desert Eagle 1v3 for
Lekin lol xapa.
Yeah, well, Zentaras is low though, so if there's an overpeak out of confidence in the bomb getting planted in the open, he's picked up a Mac 10, might be able to find a juicier upgrade as he goes around.
Bu roundda ham Aurora olib ketdi katta ehtimol bilan.
Considers that. Maybe just wanted to be out of audible. I feel like,
Give it a look.
Nah, save the AK.
Okay, fine.
Right, because he's low as well. It's unconfirmed damage on Zentaras of exactly how much Alexi feels like he did. AK will give you something to be threatening into the next. You've done good financial damage, so I'm thinking long game. You're thinking glory.
I was thinking glory. But then an AK does sound pretty damn good early doors.
Yeah, he can drop the Deagle, so at least that's going to give them at least 2. Right? Somebody else is going to upgrade into something, I'm sure. Maybe a P250 in the mix.
Yeah, and you just go, you call around the AK, right? Maybe you boost him lower, throw a smoke lower, and try and catch someone early mid. Lots of options for the aggressive AK opening.
But when that first rifle round rolls around to the next, we need to see a little bit of resistance, right? Because the first map was an absolute drubbing, a 13-4 scoreline, as touched upon both pistols, 2 clutches going in the favor of Aurora, and they had 80% of the opening kills. It was 14-3 in a 17-round game. 2 Ds, 2 USPs, the AK. He's got that head armor. Ooh. He's made the leap of faith. HE to break this open, so he's going to try and play up and over it. Oh, the T's will break it for him, so Wakania doesn't want anybody up close and personal. Rallying more util, dodging the flashes. 3 flashes to get him across the mid-box, and now spotted. Great opener, Emma on the board.
Brilliant start for Na'Vi. Just a save
Flashbang.
And some side
Kanalı stream boşlamadı ya hali.
Frustrations will start to brew for Aurora if they lose this. I know they've given over the opening kill, but they still
Yo,
have
boşlattı,
a
boş.
advantage. And util, mind you. Minute 10.
Yan kanaldan bugün.
Santares esa Under'ni yetib keldi, bolalarni tekshiradi. Makazi.
B block, they're going to have to go through this. If they
Nading
wait it
go.
out, the rotation will be there.
It was just a USP on Alexi and a smoke grenade. There's the nade, and here they go. Back of the bench, Alexi B cowers in fear, delaying the inevitable. He gets spotted out, Magic brings him down. There is a little discrepancy. Just the one from Makaze.
All right, well handled. Just need to make sure Jota gets an upgrade away from the Mac 10 and everything's good. Had Imma go down with a bit of a off-screen action. There was a fight from Zantares on short. So that will be 3-0. A little bit more resistance being found within these rounds. There's a gun available for Jota to try and scoop up. He's found something on the B side a little bit closer.
Can Wonderful make it to the Galil?
Aurora üçüncü roundda ham qo'lga kiritar ekan.
Does he want the kills instead? He's going to buy it all next round anyway. That's just for his boys. Okay, so scoop that up. That's great. I think if you're Alexi, you can take that. That's just as efficient to anchor down that B bomb site.
Yeah, but at some point you grow fatigued of silver linings and would prefer just a clear sky.
Of course. Yeah, there has to be the rain.
Kind of a bar, actually. Kind of a bar.
Yeah, in life, as is Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Some days are better than others.
Yeah.
Some rounds are better than others.
Like, you know, it is nice that we got a kill. It is nice that I saved. I would like to win a round at some point.
Let's just start with a round, shall we? Found an opening kills. That's good.
It's a very forward stance, isn't it?
Yeah, just trying to be jarring, right? Not give them the first timings on the default. So they will be able to get it, but they have clearly wanted to wait out the CT harass utilities. And Tara's mid-box, but they're still coming for him.
Yeah, he's actually kind of
He saw
using
3.
that.
Yaxshi, ushadi. I'm ushadi Santares.
Hey, it's doing too much talk and get your gun out.
Oh, it could be okay if you can flush him out with the Molotov and just tap him back, claw it back.
Chiqadigan bo'ldi minus.
If a jiggle support arrives, oh, they nearly lost Woxic and Makazi.
Makaze urib qo'ydi. Ancha low qilib 39% qoldirdi.
Standoff on B. Maja calling a lot. You can see his mouth moving.
Battle of the in-game leaders. At least there was going to be a 1v1 available. Makazi will change the dialogue on that. I think Magic just trying to be in a safe position to call the macro off of the radar.
And he'll be able to hear any jump spots, boost.
Katta ehtimol bilan Naviniki bu round. 40 soniya qoldi.
An awful lot of talking. Window smoke lands. You've still got the lurk over towards A. Oh dear.
Major kutib turibdi.
He just walks straight past.
Minus.
Yes, he does.
Take it, take it, take it, take it.
And accelerate.
Vay.
Drops into the site. Doesn't even look concerned about Shaw. And yeah, gets punished for it, but he does.
Makaze.
Not only is Alexi B dead, Makaze short. Bit spotted in the market window.
Qiyin.
Trapped forward by the flame. Wonderful hits.
Auroraga qiyin.
Catches Makazi midair.
Safe endi bu yog'iga.
And it was a well-intentioned idea by Maja, but Makazi being overlooked, and it just stops.
Kalash safe qiladigan bo'ldi.
I'm saying take it because you get that kill, you just go on with it, right?
Yeah.
And you're hoping your teammate's able to run in, but Makazi then he gets alerted to the situation. So you can be, well, no, why didn't you just walk into the site and see? I think if the player's pushing, you're assuming that the site is probably a little bit more empty in the first place.
Fair assumption.
So a lot to go through your mind within that moment there, but yeah, off of the 3-man mid kind of prong that Zantares is definitely letting his team know about, he's the one that gets caught off guard, knowing that they were relatively offensive in middle. I guess just not expecting the complete follow-through.
Chubur.
There's something on the board, and the money now in question for Aurora, already having to go down to a couple of Mac 10s. It's going to be 3 AKs alongside of that. Window smoke will land, playing ahead of it again. They break, and well, all sector clear, at least for now. Going through all the standard motions of the default top cat smoke window in play. Madra in through the B apps, making no secret, throwing flashes, making
Nima qilishadi?
through the underpass. And that looked like they were set up to pounce on towards
Boyga
the split,
pick.
but there has been a reroute, a regroup. It's Alexi B on the jump spot. He's just flashed towards top mid for them to try and clear that out. There's the 3 prongs. Bits blocked over towards A. And Alexi has used
Alexi
the
kutib o'tiribdi bu yerda.
called clear. That means the sights are on a high alert.
Makaze ham sezdi.
That draws back Makazi to join his in-game leader. And again, it's the Jota lurk on A. Maybe this time it'll be better timed because
He's throwing a smoke, trying to sell something now. Actually, oh, a double smoke fake. Okay.
50 sekund vaqt qoldi.
It's a bit deep. That's not a great
Eh,
Yeah, you could get a bit of
Alexi
shot.
sezyapti, lekin
Players start running
sezdi.
tens as the spearhead of this one, but what is the timing on this? They're waiting for Jota to do something.
30 sekund.
Commit into the site now, get spotted out, confirms 2 there. Ooh, parting's not bad, they get the info. Empty hands for Alexi, but Makaze consistent. Can't stop the plant because
Voy.
every single
Whoa,
one
Makaze
of
double
them
kill.
goes down, and it's just
Voh.
Makadia.
Afsuski bu rounddan boy berildi.
Solid hold again
3-2.
for Makaze.
Yeah, okay, well done there. You can see what I was talking about. Alexi having to worry about the left and the right of that smoke just with how deep it was, so having to worry about more entry paths. Obviously, doesn't come back to bite them, but the bomb does go down, so there can be a couple of light upgrades. Exchanging a word between Alexi and Makaze never gets a smile on his face anyway. So you've done the hard work in back-to-back rounds. Now you might get your easiest round of the game just yet. Ooh. As I say that, we can see buys starting to be pieced together. No timeout conversation either, so Faber must be happy with the decision that's being made. Wakadia coming in with an AK. Loss bonus into the next round, 2,400, so it feels like over-investment from Aurora. I know they want to keep this CT economy relatively humble so it's still at breakpoint, but this is going to cost the flow on of rounds unless they can get something done. So all eyes on Wakadia with the biggest of the weapons right now.
Ooh, wonderful. Confirms presence.
Wonderful build.
Think twice about overstaying. Susceptible to top mid.
Xantares Deagle bilan chiqib ketdi.
Okay, audible.
Major
That might be
Alexi.
where they try and kind of catch him off guard. This contact walk of pistols. And Voxic Scout not to be underestimated either.
Oo, wonderful dan.
And removing Xantares. First blood being drawn. Bacardi
I am bildi.
by Ima on these clears.
Va ko'rdi va minus.
Lovely proactive work from Ima.
Yeah, a little bit messy, but now it's a 3v5. And this should be the round. So I'm curious to see what Aurora go for in the purchases into the next. It's a good flash. Alexi's off the line, but he always has the support. Makaze not far.
Makaze ko'rib o'tiribdi. Bu yoqdan
For the first time.
Alexi pushadi.
Got this side. Makaze at least gets one. Chips in.
3-3.
Alive for Na'Vi.
Okay, that's a very nice round. So we're all tied up. They've put themselves in a strong position now for this CT half. I don't know what Woxic's going to operate with, and the same for Wakadia, right? So if I'm Madra, I'm probably giving the AK across to Wakadia, take the MAC-10. Woxic, if he goes head armor, is going to have even less options. So they put themselves in a bit of a pickle right now. And in that situation, you can see what they're going for. If they apply that B pressure, you know it calls Makaze back from short to assist Alexi. That's just standard operating procedure for your short player. Then you're hoping it weakens up the mid defense, you're able to find yourself a bit of an avenue, but AWP on the line gets the opening kill. Emma playing Joker in the window, activates and takes him down. 30 seconds for both of the coaches to issue the orders. But the buy just looks ugly, doesn't it? You've got Galil on Woxic without head armor. Xantares is an AK-47 with no U2 and no head armor. Cardia's on the MAC-10. So if they're getting a duel with Makaze or Alexi on those A4s, one bullet's going to do it.
7-chi round.
Just no like playing in the chaos in the mid util. There's no spamming. There's no like taking a 50-50 second time.
Xantares kalashda, Vikodia push va
Furious Ima.
low jon bilan 6% jon. Yana bir marta otish yetardi.
Wonderful Zorp revealed on B. Forces rotations. Ima getting cheeky in the smoke.
Major va Vikodia minus bo'ldi.
They won't believe it either.
Hello.
Oh, brilliant. Again, positionally sound.
Oh,
Ima
double kill.
Can't hit this last tap. The damage is done.
Kalash olinadi katta ehtimol bilan. Kalash olish kerak edi.
Completely isolated. Bomb on the back of Jota ladder. Woxic freed up to go searching for perhaps an upgrade.
Jota. Kirib oldi. Safe, huh?
They very well could be. I like that one.
Bu round ham safe.
Excitement to it, right? There was a pace change, but if Wakadia had anything better than a MAC-10, he probably gets that.
Jota qaytish kerak.
Short, you can argue, well, he wouldn't have had the same ability on the movement there.
Yeah, he approached it well.
Alexi
Ima, nice reactions.
Alexi ko'rarmikan?
Yeah, and then as they go to clamp down,
Ko'rdi, ko'rdi.
strikes over towards B. So the two of them aren't going to give it a go. Shaking the stick right now, and they're announcing the presence. Molly in towards window, up, connector.
Alexi pam oturttu.
Nice cover from Woxic. Jota, he goes down, and now no immediate trade from Woxic.
Arkadan.
Arrives, and Makaze again.
Makaze.
It feels like whatever extremity you're hitting, Makaze's going to arrive on time.
Okay, so that's going to be 4 straight rounds. It will have to be the partial coming out now from Aurora. The rifles with the lost bonus maxed out of 3,400 into the next, and maybe you get yourself that Woxic AWP. That's it right there. So obviously harder to track with the movement. Might not have been as agile.
Oh, wonderful done.
But either way, crumbles. Good responses now from Na'Vi starting to activate. They've equaled the same amount of rounds they were able to get on their map choice of nuke. But this is CT side.
3 tur. 8 round.
It's not bad either.
Fakat B'ga push bo'lyapti.
They're going to have to do it the hard way by losing that pistol round. So building back into things, finding their footing and some confidence. Dust 2 is the third decider if we need to get there.
-2 double kill. I am
double entry found.
Wonderful.
Different timings or layerings of neutral that they've gone through to harass middle.
Yep, yep.
Break open top cat smoke, Molly the mid box. Right, whether you've gone there, the underpass flash, break the connector smoke. There's so many different methods that the CTs are just using.
Aurora juda ham yomon roundlar berib qo'ydi.
Obviously things very dynamic moving into CS2 with the way that the smoke function with the HE.
You know, the fashion is cyclical, so as strats, do we start seeing people go back to those set pieces off the rip?
Just all ins, catching them off guard, playing ahead of like smoke molly defenses.
It's likely to see a return.
It's just this layering, right, that everyone's talking about of these moves.
Imma pushing as they mess with the moves, they break the
O push, ayımdan push bo'ldi va minus Woxic.
Involuntarily. First blood drawn once more for Na'Vi.
Nikodia biladi. Jota minus. Major ham minus.
Someone starts activating for space into Wonderful Zorp. Makaze, yeah, okay.
Santari safe.
Just already accepted.
I kind of feel it. It's like, okay, so you lose the opening kill, great.
Nikodia safe.
Just at this point going individually. I think the assumption is, oh, they've got a full mid control. The fact he's
Use
pushed up
voice.
more, so that means the extremities need to be weak. But that wasn't the case at all. And they've had 2 players take a risk. 1 player, yeah, but 2 players trying to leer in, get a kill, get some space to get it back, and everybody just tumbles one at a time. And now you have 2 players left in a 2v5. What are you meant to do with this?
Alexi bildi. Bildi, ha, kirganini bildi. Chiqishiga turishibdi.
We left spawn, we threw our opening util, and we're dead. And now what do we do? Do we save?
Safe eng yaxshi variant hozirgi holatda.
Just textbook stuff from Na'Vi. Nice to have a player like Imma calling his shot as well.
Yeah, like you got Makaze on 13 kills, right? Compared to how
Makaze ham o'tirdi. Makaze uradi aniq.
But it's Imma and Makaze as part of this mid combo. It's those 3 names. Makaze, Imma, Wonderful. They're the highest flyers at the moment, but if they're able to shut down mid,
Va safe. Bu round ham.
Forces you into like more direct plays as Aurora, right? So now you're doing side executes, then you get to see more out of the anchors. It's not that they haven't tried to harass B, they have. It's just Makaze's rotated there in time to be supportive. So he feels like he's in the best spot to back up his in-game leader. These AKs will be carried through. The loss bonus is maxed out, but
Yaxshi round.
Hopefully you get a plant and then you'll be able to get a full buy into the next.
Na'Vi oldinda.
Khalil's in lieu of AKs. Util there, but I'm expecting, if I'm Na'Vi at this moment, something more direct. Something like a 4-1 potential execute, probably cat smoke, window smoke, maybe someone selling something and then everyone grouped up trying to pounce. You can't keep just going in with these defaults.
Nikodia.
Can't believe him is going to give it another crack.
Same move.
Ayımdan push. Bu xato edi.
That's enough. Cardi not going to be deterred. Avoids the vulnerability of the smoke break. Imma actually goes for a second attempt and a jumping Wukardi and nearly lost his head. There it is.
Santaris'tan Makaze minus.
Okay, that's the support network for Alexi gone. So do you want to try and now reroute back into a B execute knowing Alexi should be there on his own?
Ayım
That's
bildi.
not the case with the setup. But is that the thought process for Aurora?
Nice shooting bit. Once more as well, goes looking for Zantares. Alexi profits. Patience on
Shota'ya minus.
Madja with the bomb, spotted out. Alexi gets info off of his flashbang. They know what's up. They saw the bomb. Navi arrived just in time.
Santaris'in bir ozu kaldı. Major
On
boxing
display here from
minus.
Navi. This is looking polished. This is looking like a whole
Katta
different
katta.
squad. In contrast with that nuke.
Okay, well, just, yeah, more of this AWP towards B, the Joker of Alexi over towards A, that caught them off guard there. Kerfuffle in mid, Bit fighting like really proactively over towards Con. Very like Vitality-esque is something that Flamesy could be doing, so at this point it might just be another Zentaris save. The pistol round feels like a lifetime ago now. It was that with the conversions that did look a little bit dicey at times. Now 7 straight rounds for Na'Vi.
Gun round merchants and Mirage right now.
Doing much better with those opening kills as well. So night and day difference from map number 1.
Safe mi? Bu round ham safe bo'ldi va 7-3. 11 raundga o'tdik.
Yeah, if anything, this looks kind of, it looks more cosmetic.
8-3, 7-3.
Navi have had full control after the initial 3.
So at this point of the game, when it was Na'Vi on the T side of Nuke, they started to throw caution to the wind, right? It was a little bit more direct out the gates with pace. I wonder if we see that change now, because if I'm Aurora and I'm going, this guy's
Time out,
running up mid, right? They're blowing open the top. Cat Smoke, he's just running up mid, taking the fight. So how can we catch him off guard? All right, well, let's get the standard window smoke in. Let's get Cat on. Let's throw a molly like that lands in the mid corridor. That's going to limit his options of how much he can harass. Let's
Time out.
swing in front of the island box. Let's try and punish him. But I think the thing at the moment, with how proactive CT sides are being, especially on maps like Inferno, Mirage definitely moves it around middle as well, is the layering of the protocols. It's like, all right, well, we open like this, we nade it open, we have the flash. Then there's another flash that comes through if they start swinging. Then we go back to underpass, we check that, right? Like, it's all not scripted, but everybody knows like what some of the
Hata yedi, Jota'dan.
from one to the other. So those gaps that exist for the T's to try and exploit are very limited on first timings, which is maybe why Aurora are staying away from them.
Certainly a possibility. There's method to their madness for sure.
Flash.
Double swing, different elevations. Woxic does well to weather the storm.
Woxic.
Wonderful, however, ready for Jota on Palace as well.
This is the joy of Counter-Strike, right? And when things are going your way, like the level of conditioning. It's like, okay, so they went mid, they harassed us. We'll try it again. Surely they're not going to. They do it again. Okay, well now we have to change our.
Tiger Shadow Smoke.
Try something different. We can't just keep running the same round.
bilan.
Try to go towards A. There's
Vay.
fight. Wonderful. On form with the AWP.
Major minus.
Keeps on surging.
Whoa, Voxic qanday o'lganini ham o'zi sezmay qoldi.
Regardless of whoever gets this last one, wonderful quad kill. And it starts with a lovely, like, proactive CT move on display from Na'Vi.
Gap yo'q.
Okay, Wakadia.
Dikodia va
More competitive than they
Alexi.
would have hoped.
It's made a conversation of it, and you can see that Imma's in two minds right now because if he keeps pushing and Wakadia accelerates, he'll be far away from the action.
Alexi's actually going to try and work around the smoke. Open Wakadia going to try and use that smoke to his own advantage.
Alexi ko'radimi? Alexi ko'rmaydi. Ayim bilan birga bir bo'ladi. Dikodia. 13 sekund. 12 sekund. Alexi sezdi.
Gets it safe from Alexi's angle.
Dikodia 2ga 1. Hamma shortdan keladi. Smoke yo'q, molotov yo'q. Flash yo'q. Qayeshga ham yo'q. Va Alexi Dikodia molotov bor. Yaxshi. Yaxshi Dikodia. Alexi ola olmaydi. 100% ola olmaydi endi. Wonderful. Dikodia, молодцы. Gap yo'q. Triple kill va bomba qo'yildi va g'alaba.
Doesn't matter how you get the rounds, just as long as you get them. So it's pissed around with conversion.
7'e tor.
You could have thrown the molly right there,
Yeah.
Chad.
Navi aldığında.
It's the same with the smoke. It's like, okay, so that could go on the bomb, but instead they've used it in a position right there to try and cotton off a doorway, and it's just really cost them.
Holy.
Can you make it one more, Aurora? Has Wakadia inspired the troops?
I'm feeling a little inspired. We'll see how Aurora are doing.
Yaxşı. 12. round.
Last round, second map, third game, second day. Here at Olympic World Championship.
AWP ve M-Tor var bir yerde.
On Mirage.
Coming for the fight.
Ve
Sweeping through. Zentaris has already got past the line. Matches.
boy major minus Wonderful'dan.
Pursuit of 8. A step closer.
They just won a number disadvantage situation. I know it had to be a crazy clutch, but maybe they could do it again. Still just parked in middle. Feels like this is going to be their tomb, doesn't it? Emma's still on con. He's been great in this half.
Wonderful turptu. Short'ta.
Set up Wonderful's AWP now.
Makazi.
Ticket. Bit gets a burrow down.
Go there.
Doesn't feel like there's any weaknesses in the defense right now. 45 seconds. Makazi's starting to search on.
Makazi short'tan. Xantares, Jota ve qaralma. Ayım. Yana 3'ga 1 qolishdi. Bu katta xato bo'ladi hozir. 8'da tur. Ikkinchi round.
I'd say slightly above,
Yeah.
right? I think like 6, 6, 7, 5, something you'd be expecting on a map like Mirage. So they are sitting pretty. But remember, they haven't got a pistol just yet, so it could come at the perfect time to guarantee this third map of Dust too.
Right.
I just love reflecting on that setup right there. It's like, okay, so late, they haven't shown themselves, the Utah's starting to fade, and you just have so many bodies to do with that. You've got Wonderful able to jump up on Ticket, you've got the face from window, con, connector, everything going on there in favor of Na'Vi to put that final round on the board. So gun rounds, really not to speak of, right? You can't attribute a Wakadia clutch as a great call. That's not the case at all, right?
Bu roundni Navi olib ketadi shekilli.
Those are the type of rounds that feel like they must wins to give yourself a buffer, and then a clutch on top. So that's everything that you have at the moment.
And it just felt like for Jota and for Maja, everywhere they went was a walk into a wonderful shot. You know, like he was just holding them for every single progress they were making. Here's an example. There's a perfect example. But that was Maja's life all half. I think Jota suffered a similar fate as well. Wonderful, really is in form. And I mean, you need to see your sniper having impact in that server, especially on the CT side. So Wonderful has played his part wonderfully, if you pardon the pun.
Yeah, this one has been about Emma with the opening kills and Wonderful. So 8 between the two of them and 9 in total for the CT side throughout that first half of play. Really keeping eyes on that because it does appear to be a massive win condition in map number 1. If you are just joining us, 14 opening kills in favor of Aurora to the 3 of Na'Vi in a 17-round game.
Took them a while to warm up, but certainly warming into things.
I like the fact that they've lost that first map in such a bad fashion where you'd expect everything to be quite low. You come in, you lose the pistol, that's going to take things even lower. And then they've required like quite a high level of comms and teamwork. Sure, the individuals hitting some big shots, but they've been able to really bail themselves out and put themselves back in contention for this series.
I mean, looking at the left side of your screen, it looks like it might be a bit of a nerdy pistol to start us off.
Yeah, probably up, down smokes. Question about where the molly is going to be used for and how many can Wakadia get on these dual Berettas. He does have the support of Woxic and a flash.
Okay, he gets flashed in and actually very messy. Happy to have got one there. Wonderful onto Wakadia.
Makazi.
Yep, that's a nice one.
Low hopper.
They're going to fight CT, low HP.
Navi yana 40 keldi. 3'ga 3 vaziyat bu.
Jota does hit onto Makazi, double kill on retake. Bit in Alexi, realizing it's CT-centric.
If Alexi can get in the jungle, he can flash for Bit.
That could be the play. Bit needs it. Oh, more than a flash, it's a kill first. Now they know where Bit's at. Jota gives him a free tap. Nice headshot. It's Na'Vi. They get their first
Na'Vi olib ketdi yana.
And it's for the 9th as they swap sides.
Okay, well now it's Aurora's turn to try those force buys on for size.
Could very well be equal to the
Xantaresga naushnik yoqmayaptimi, nimadir bo'lyapti.
The opponent's map pick.
Yeah, you know what Sam's going to say when they get back out on the desk?
O'yin boshidan beri naushnik bilan ovora.
A punish pick. Well, prepared for the punishment or maybe waiting for it.
9'da tur.
For punishment right now.
Yeah, likely.
5 MP9s. This is where Aurora kind of started to turn heads last year when they were Eternal Fire, and they were really good at these type of rounds. Magic always seemed to have an idea. They were able to convert these, and it did come in similar fashion. It was with stacks, right?
Major minus.
Hope that they were able to get that opening kill or find some really pesky trades. Well, right now you've lost Magic early seeking info, and they've just quickly.
Aurora Pulse'dan A toza mı?
Normally when they lose these, they
Yo, A'ga kırıp gelişti.
they're actually going to try and fight, but look how far forward they are. They're not ready
Ve
for this at all.
Centaurus minus
Posted
Alex'ten.
up in a CT position.
They'll lose everything.
Yeah, piece by piece, penny by
Toxic
penny,
minus.
discarded by Na'Vi.
Well, Dust 2 was the pick of Aurora last time round. So the fact that it's the third, right? We've seen them change the choice. Now they will be picking in to
Aurora yana safe o'tadi.
But they were happy to play Dust 2 last time round. So with that as the third, I think both teams will be content going into this. Remember, winner of this will lock themselves in for the playoffs. It's going to be 4 teams out of the
Kamida kalash olib ketishsa,
elimination bracket.
xursand hozirda.
Sunday. 850,000 prize pool.
30 HP va minus Kodi.
Jota, if you had a kid, you might get excited about something.
Jota
Way to
minus.
the bomb, but we'll receive the bullets. And now you decide
Onu
you want
tor.
to play out the game. Do we take the save now, give over 11, and then have
Uyg'on, Aurora, uyg'on.
It's probably the option. That'd be the choice. That is the choice.
Lesser of two evils there.
Well, I've seen Wakadia go for 2 options of investments. He went Deagle armor, and now he's gone Famous armor. So, gonna continue to try and stress things. Keep a bogey gun in the mix to keep Na'Vi under a little bit of pressure, but that was 4 players staying alive, and it's the Good Vibe Tribe in the black and yellow right now.
Yeah, things are flowing nicely. Good reset.
Centaurus kutib oladi, Aimni kutib oladi. Kutib oldi. Centaurus 29% gina joni ketdi. 4%. Alexip. Alexip minus. Minus 3ga 3 vaziyat. Kodiya kutib turibdi. Bit bor va Kodiya minus major. 4ga 3ga 1. 10ga 5.
There for a moment. Crazy Centaurus trying to cross connect. Thinks that the Deagle from that firebox would be enough support, but he gets caught, and there you have it. So into the gun rounds now, it will be that 11-4 comeback that Aurora have to embark on.
Ya yo, 11ga to'g'rimi? Na'Vi.
Unfortunately. Oh no, Madge has been a nice guy. He's given his M4 over to Arcadia.
That's the selfless leader.
Yeah, well, not going to be feeling so good if it is a B hit, huh?
Not at all. Wonderful. Straight mid and hoping to catch Centaurus or that short swing of Wukadia. He's got a good idea as to what Centaurus is up to with that deep smoke under. Yeah, just like that. Easy pickup.
But what's going on?
Centaurus minus.
I'm not sure what they thought was going to happen there. They didn't harass top mid boxes at all. There was no flash to get him out. It was just, oh, okay, I'm going to try and take a swing on top mid, and it's the AWP on the line. So another opening kill given over, and this should be 12.
Yeah, it might have been one of the, the aircast. Oh, I'm holding under, actually. I'm going to be holding under.
Xato edi bu.
Jump.
Oh, no.
Does he get a second one there?
Yeah, beautiful stuff from Beer. This is starting to heat up now for Na'Vi. Their players are locked in. Right, it was that mid trio, but now everybody else. Sure, Wonderful goes down. The bomb through Palace. They should be able to swing on this.
Okay, actually,
2-2 vaziyat.
to do more. Molly to limit Bit's movements. XCB with the bomb, Dark Herd. Maja scurries towards CT ASAP.
Defensive smoke to plant him potentially.
They're not looking. Oh,
Major.
okay. Maja at least finishes off the job.
Birga bir qolishdi.
Lexi getting tricky with it. Flies up the ladder trying to flash out Jota. Both well aware of their
Alexi.
position. Jota's had a quiet day on Mirage. Clutch here.
Aurora hal qilish joyida. Bo'lmasam qiyin bo'ladi keyin ancha.
Around with nades. Jota's going to have to play, fall back.
Va granata va
Looking to get that bomb planted. Solid damage, great connection. And he's just got infinite nades, it seems. A lovely one. Jota, however. Oh,
gap yo'q.
not what Alexi was thinking, not what he was ready for. And Wonderful's AWP going to be retrieved and the bomb defused.
Okay.
Aurora showing signs of life.
So let's just recount the rounds they've won. So the pistol and then the 2 conversions and 2 clutches, right? So at the moment, they still haven't won a single rifle round that has been quite a clean day at the office. They still need to find that. So with so many casualties, sure, they get the AWP back. That's something to give to Woxic. There's enough money on 3 out of the 5 players for Na'Vi to go for another full buy. So you will see that again and likely greeted with MAC-10s or Galils around it. So no dramas for them to buy back in. They still have Aurora exactly where they want them. And it's looking like another drubbing on the menu unless Aurora use that as inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, we've had those moments. Just as you've highlighted, a gun round. A nice, full... Everyone's got everything.
It's just to start building the buffer, right? Because you've
Yaşıyor.
death door with 11 rounds against you already, but even if you lose one, you want to be able to buy back in. That's not the case right now. Wonderful again, given the good graces of this top mid position. Only one player staying alive and dropping the orb, but it's going to be light on with the util to harass. It's so different from what we saw from Na'Vi in the first half. Able to play aggressive, molly the mid box, nade away the cat smoke. Right now, if you're Aurora, you're going to just have to kind of burrow down a little bit more and then back your aim. Na'Vi, from the start of the round, had the util advantage and still do as we move into the minute and 15 mark. Consmoke layered in, 3 towards middle, 2 towards A, so what feels telling of an A split. That smoke hasn't landed perfectly. Actually going to give Bit something to play around.
Smoke, actually, yeah, awkward, landing on the lip. Jota does reside under. That's a better smoke, that's what they were looking for. Tares versus Imad. The next partners up, and actually in combination with wonderful Zorb, they'll overcome him.
It's beautiful though with the spacing. Triple swing essentially.
Yeah, right, from all these different heights and elevations as well.
2 players very low. Make it 1 now.
Oh, he's in so much trouble though. Nice kill, actually onto the AWP, but that was the healthy wonderful. Now
Jota wonderful.
exposed, Bit goes for the trade, Manda delivers,
Makaze.
no worries, Makaze
Brigaba.
back in the
Woxic
building.
ve Makaze.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic
Alexi.
work. Ooh, the bomb gets away. That was a chance. Now Makaze occupies a very forward position. Can't be spotted just yet by Woxic.
Needs to be another clutch, no kit.
Sticking around on triple, could be susceptible.
Oh, spotted. He was spotted. For sure.
Time.
Makaze cross back towards the palace. Lovely angle from Alexi, crouching down. Woxic not ready. The 12th is Na'Vi's.
Okay, well, both of these maps blowouts on their opponent's map choice, so at least a little bit of equilibrium in that regard. It's just going to be the Force in, couple of M4s, a FAMAS, MP9, and, well, Woxic's weapon of choice right now, but getting ragdolled. So Dusty didn't work last time. Mirage, it doesn't this time, but the former up next. Just 1 round away from that as Na'Vi can really, in a round like this, take your time. It's not the AWP going to top mid-box. Here comes a fight.
Okay, and with Jota's help, Xantares will prevail. Makaze accelerates, knows the focus is mid. Cardia catches the back turn of Makaze, empty hands for the first time. On his pathing A. It provides some overwatch, gets cleared out by Jota. Okay, so Aurora, just as they're cornered, up against the ropes, they find themselves one of the cleanest CT openings we've seen.
Yeah, and it came with a little bit of proactive nature, right?
Yeah.
On their T side, it was quite default heavy. They weren't really getting stuck in. They were allowing the fights to come to them. That's what it felt like for the majority of this second half of play as well. And then finally, when it's like, oh, well, the chips are down, we can't win, let's just go aggressive. And they're able to use that to their advantage, because in the first half, think about how good the individuals were. Woxic on the AWP, taking all those silo shots, everybody just delivering damage. Wonderful, 18 and 6, a great map from him. It's a game of try and save or hope the kills come your way to try and get back into things. At this point, 45 seconds, bomb still down towards T-spawn. Both elevations on this. Is essentially been handed over.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, money's not great for Na'Vi, so you can justify this. It is just going to extend play for a moment longer. We'll just sit and wait as we do get to see wonderful and Alexi hold on to their U2 and weapons of choice. Adja, can you find yourself something a little bit better than this FAMAS? He's heading over towards A to see what scraps are remaining. FAMAS is what it'll be. All right. Well, Definitely not a specky round by any stretch, but it's only a 6-round gap. If they want to climb this mountain, they can take us to overtime. This series not delivering in the same fashion as what the Furia versus Mongols game did. And that one right there, I think the playstyle of those teams are playstyles which are definitely much more electric, right? Yeah. They a bit more reactive. I know that Furia and Fallen are happy to play slow, quite opponent dependent, but I think when you get into a game against Mongols, it is going to be definitely very aim-based. Nikinder with a massive first map over there. All right, any more twists and turns? Taras was on his own. Woxic did come to support, but mollied ahead.
Yeah, and wonderful making his way through underpass. Alexi beats out Zantares. Yeah. That one looks a bit silly.
All right, well, there's more where that came from.
Just as Alexi starts to back away, look away, Jota catches the timing to claw back a 4-on-4.
And you can see no immediate reactions being taken. The same thing happened in the first half, right? These kills would come in to be quite pitter-patter, and there wasn't just like an immediate explosion, or when there was, it was when Aurora tried to go on extremities and they just got pipped by wonderful's AWP. So now if you're not going to make the same mistake, stay grouped up, use this 4v4, it's still a pretty good chance to take this one. One in through the underpass, two out top mid, and the extremity of Makazi over towards B. Now going to waltz up Cat. There's two players over towards
12 kaldı.
Smoke lands, but eyes really on Madja and Wakadia.
Map point gelişti. Navi.
That changed plans. They push through this to A now.
That's a possibility. There is a player on towards Con.
Slip through jungle.
They're simultaneously working B.
20 seconds.
Oh, wow, Wonderful. How does he keep finding these ways in? Incredible work from Wonderful. Just when Navi Zorba thought he'd done enough, he'll just continue to hand out headshots. 21 and 6.
Yeah, this is absolutely another flatlining right now. Wok's going to 1v4. Absolutely no way to get back and into this one. He's spotted now. And we'll put the cherry on top. Another map.
Navi yuttu bu roundda.
Navi versus Aurora. Dust 2, the third and decider coming up next, and it's hard to explain.
Gap yo Navi'ga.
Again, I'm really quite happy to see them piece themselves back together.
Gapirib tururuz yani. Keyin yana qaytamiz. Nima deyapti? Sotiladi qolganlari. 165 tadan. Bir ikki kadar. Nima degan? Правильно играть снова, да, снова. Hali boshlanmadi. Bir kishini 1 soat izlaydi. O gap yok. Eshigini ochib qolganini qarasangchi. Ay yine. Ketdi buni ham o'shaniki. Bombani yurishini qarasangchi, naryoq tozalab qo'yganida. Oynamaya yapıyor bu lan. O 12 tane pot götürdü. Darma yetti. Go A. Go A. 우리라랜다. 아씨. Saks'ta 2 de Cambo oynat. Vurup gittik. Vay. Hattan geldi ölmem lazım. Asmaz. Ahay, oyun başlamak yaptık o.
Distraction, who was hoping Jota would be looking towards the window player. Now Makaze pushing through, but nearly more. Macadia makes it look even more favorable now. Bomb down and a headshot found. Zantares hits the final frag required. He was under so much pressure on B.
Look at the vibes, though. They're immaculate right now for Aurora. One of the things that they've copped a bit of scrutiny for is having a bit of a weak mental. Right? This is why this team, they've been in a goddamn lot of playoffs, but as far as trophy lifts are concerned, nothing on the record.
Yeah,
and that's what we're looking for. Yeah, but we want to see that breakthrough. And the problem for this team is it always feels like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, especially with the map pool changes. Right? It always feels like, oh, they lost Anubis, they lost Vertigo. Well, right now you have to deal with the map pool you have, and you come into this, and maybe you want to pick Overpass. Well, Na'Vi banned that. So you find yourself in a tough position, but this confidence, this attitude, the demeanor that we're seeing out of them right now for this 5-0 start, this is perfect. This is the recipe the Turks have been looking for. And around where they were in 4v5 for the majority of it, they gamble stacked the wrong side, and they're still able to pull it off. It's just going to be a couple of upgrades with this AK in the hands of Makazi. Can they crack in? It's a bit more direct.
Yeah, he's quick on this. Incendiary might start to go pushing, and Woxy can't believe his luck. Makazi, do you dare? This shot, but not from Zantares. There's the AWP gone. Needed support. Zantares just having a field day farming away on the sidearms. It's just that rifle from Makazi that gives them something to hold on to. Nate, perfect. The team play there. Zantares licking his lips. Thank you very much.
All right, well, they get the AWP back. They throw that over to Woxic. Both snipers, again, will be equipped. Tactical timeout called, and it feels about time, doesn't it? So, played an opportunity to get on the mic. Well, we look at the spawns, maybe we can see what's going to be justified as the call. Wonderful, again, has the worst spawn. So even if they wanted to boost him to try and harass on the cross or go for a long pick, not possible. We'll have to head over towards B again if he wants to find some early action. Smiles continue on one side, 6-0 now. Okay, well, direct orders there to Makazi. He will be the player going in through the lower tunnels. Emma is on the B extremity. Alexi going to come through top mid. Fit to be the long lurk. And then Wonderful here, there, and everywhere with the AWP. But as far as the default's concerned, if they want to go into a standard map control round and then look for a finisher, you'll see him likely start suicide. And late on the boost, right? So he knows he's not going to be able to find a pick unless they're facing up mid. And right now, from Aurora, this is by the book CT setups. They're not even going for short boosts, right? They're not running into lower tunnels and using the changes to the map to their advantage to slow down the Na'Vi default. It's 3 long, 2 B. They've gone for mid-round gambles on either side, depending on the circumstances presented. Just grabbing that basic map control early, and then from there, feeling confident in their setups, their individuals. It's always weird when you go for setups like this because it means that you're confident in either layering your U2 to hold them at bay, or if they come out, you're prepared for the type of execute.
Yeah, you must have a plan.
And again, they've gone for this stack, right? So they're feeling like, okay, and remember, Nuke, they had very, very good reads. They felt exactly like they knew what Na'Vi were going to be up to in 4v4s or situations where they get a player down secret. So it's like, all right, well, let's give Na'Vi basic map control as long as we get ours, and we have a good read, or at least we feel we do, of what's coming their way.
And again, a third starting B. That is the right decision. They can't believe that Zantares is again tucked. This time against the guns, this time brought down by the sniper. Spit to close it down. Nice attempt from Wicardia. Sure, once it gets one through the smoke, but it looks like Na'Vi have broken through.
Okay, so from the mind games, you lost out there, you went into the stack, but you've won the brawn side of things here. So the fight's coming your way. Madja around the world. There is time for this. So if someone oversteps, Madja, I'm not sure he's going to clear this one. Should have a dead to rights, and does. That'll be round. There's 15k on Zantares, 11 on Wicardia. So the buys won't be a problem. Madja will need to get a drop, but if the rounds continue to cascade against them, they're going to have to make sure that they protect their finances.
I mean, those are the worst ones to lose, just because you were in the right place, you positioned for like this eventuality, and still it doesn't go your way. But I don't know if that's going to be something you can just shrug off. I presume so when you're 6 already on the CT side.
As long as you win the next one.
Sure.
Right? So let's see if they're able to pull that off.
Na'Vi getting started.
And then if there's any change to what I was just discussing, or are they still just going to go, all right, let's just play for long, get long control, rotate Zantares back, burrow and anchor in, have the AWP play over towards mid-long, right? The very standard stuff. Faber obviously wanting to call some level of adjustment or give his team an opportunity to have that conversation. Again, Wonderful does not have a good spawn to pick mid or long. Really just getting the rough draw of this. And I draw attention to it more on this map than any other, just because of the ramifications it can have on the playbook.
Right.
We'll get to see once we swap halves how many spawns Woxic gets that are different, right? It's never going to be equal.
Round 8 it is then. They boost directed, and Wonderful takes a lick. In fact,
they both did.
Yeah, an equivalent exchange, or not quite. More damage inflicted from the Woxic side of things.
Both with quick adjustments into that, though, so head-to-head established early. You can see Bit there. Like, this is such a tough spot because you want it to be a spot where you're able to poke and prod and be harassing. And maybe they'll give it a go. The flash has to be perfect. Magic might even be in front of it right now. They hit him. He knows. Okay, they got to back off.
Elects not to throw the incendiary.
I think if you know players were in long doors, you know, maybe feeling there can't be too much of a follow-through cat. And every few seconds you can burn on a piece of utility to stall out and execute will be huge. Now, this is actually a setup where Jota's kind of been, not sold down the river, but has a lot of responsibilities on his own just to deal with B. If he goes down, the site's lost.
Oh, that was the perfect flash, but Ricardia didn't start to spam, didn't panic. Centaurus is tucked on blue. It will be a test of their pathing, yeah.
35 seconds now.
Oh, this just feels like it's set for the multi-kill, isn't it? Eyes drawn, Centaurus is overlooked, he gets the double headshot! And a jumping third! Wonderful! Has a trick shot handed his way, Centaurus 13-1.
That's cheeky, isn't it? Thing of beauty to witness there as well. You love it when a setup works perfectly, right?
Aurora bunu da YouTube adamı değil mi?
Gets the double kill and then the jump shot is just
Ve
On the cake, I mean, that is fantastic.
reaksiyon var.
yeah, and then the smiles on their face, they continue. So there it is, right? You lose one round, but you respond back immediately, and you've got them right in your pocket right now. Aurora are loving life. Now V, unable to really make too much of a dent, and they will call another tactical timeout.
Bye.
Yeah, that's making good on what Woxic started. That exchange in middle with the AWPs. Now, timeout has been called. Blade still wanting to try and get his team back into the game. It's enough money for buys on 3 out of the 5. Wonderful. And McCarthy would have to offer him with something a little bit lighter. So Emma could go hero AK. Alexi could likely do the same. Or do they shove all in? It does look like that seems to be the decision at hand right now. So guns are being juggled, util there. Do you want to go for a long play and try and pop out, use Makazi's spawn? Set him up with the corner smoke, couple of good flashes. And if you do that, then you're going to have to...
Yettiyor bör 9. round.
Okay.
Aurora aldın da. Hazırca RUBL.
How are you going to punch through?
It's quite on long. Bit quick to lower.
Yeah,
Cardia relays.
heard that.
Yeah.
Try and play ahead of this one. They are. They're going to walk through. See ya.
Oh, it's just perfect. Ricardia positionally to perfection.
It feels like there's so many steps ahead. And then look at this. Magic just turning the screws right now. It's like, okay, well, we've seen what trying to... Like, Bit is the long player. He's dead already. Okay, I'll take the liberties. I'll take the space.
And I will take a shot in the back of Alexi B's face. Oh, gets caught on the turnaround.
Yeah, we did see that one. It was the right move.
Right move, wrong result.
I'm going to put it on the execution. Okay, well, it's given something for Na'Vi back into the round. It was a 3v5, goes 3v4, and the defense is now split. So they hit a shot on the way into this site, and the round is back on, Alex.
Oh, yeah, this is where Madra is just going to be watching through his fingers.
Yeah, and they are evacuating. Bacardi is investigating middle. Jota on his lonesome.
Got no util on Jota, just has to hit the headshot.
Oh, no.
Alexi gets the entry.
No.
Burns to a sit.
Oh, good too.
2v2.
Oh, brother. Hot shot, you got a Haiti on Centaurus.
Would love Woxic on a rifle, wouldn't you, for the retake?
Yeah, he's got flashes. He's going to maybe be trying to send Centaurus up. Finds a rifle. Wonderful, pressing his ear to that window, not getting give the sound to away.
2'ye 2. Hoppa.
Boost seems out a bit ridiculous. Not going to get the answers you were hoping for. Wonderful, surely going to take them down.
Oo, taktike yaman mı oldu? Oy, 11%.
Too many bodies delaying the clock, but it's not enough, and Aurora will overcome Maja.
Gap yok.
Yeah, both
Yor var
teams
işte.
had moments where they were meant to be winning that round.
Shouldn't have got that close.
Not at all. Not with the way it started, not with the Wakadia double kill, perfectly placed.
Gap yok, gap yok.
Expectation, push into their own mid smoke, straight into this, and they just line up. I can't believe that either. Wonderful, kind of
What
with a
is
panic
that?
spray, and then it's Woxic's turn with a jumping kill.
I can't believe they go for the boost, especially with window player. You think that's going to be curtains, but Centaurus hits a crazy one.
All right, long pop.
All right, Makaze is supposed to be that brute force, and in combination with him, they get something. Magic goes
Makaze
down,
major
player gone.
koydu.
In the open, sitting ducks for Makaze.
All right, they weren't expecting that acceleration, were they? Well, there is going to be the upper tunnels push for info. Wakadia lid through doors. Two players are low, so it depends on how if they overplay their hand, Na'Vi. As long as Woxic doesn't go down, they can't just overrun the site. Well, cross smoke does land, and they are backing off. At least they were. You can see what's going to happen right here, can't you?
I can.
Yeah.
I'm just a bit scared to say it.
Oh, me too.
It's quiet, you know? It's quite a quiet place we're in, and we're on speakers.
And he's playing by the rule book. He's played to contain.
Yeah.
It is the correct.
He's done the right thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ay, yetmedi.
Second
Bu
time.
yasa yet.
Okay.
But the bomb carrier is going to have to leave eventually. Does Jota get caught off? Sees the shadow. Ooh, both take damage. He's going to have to push on the molly. Meantime, Macarius just starts to
He's dead
spam
from
at
mid.
smokes. Yeah, actually gets caught by Beer. Nice little activation from them. Jota still has output though.
Gap yok.
What can Woxic do?
I don't think much. With 20 seconds left, he has to hit this first shot on the jump up. Doesn't.
Vay, bulmadı.
And it's all fallen into place for Na'Vi's second on this T side.
Okay, well, felt like there was a moment where that might have spiraled, right? It felt like they were getting a little bit tricky with it, but they just gave themselves a contingency plan, worst case scenario. Jota could have found a perfect timing if he had gone on the first timing, but actually played it right, and it came back to cost him. So, okay, you've given over 2 rounds, but how much more damage is there?
Well, I mean, I wonder if Magi's going to concede another opening, given Imez very premium. Actually, it's not the best. It's not the best long spawn.
I think they still give it a go, right? Look for that opening again, because it is just such a default opening that we're seeing right now. Long door smoke, there'll be nades, that's it, they can get out.
Yeah, Woxic was there to lend a hand. Peeks around the smoke, one burrows deep, close blue. Ooh, they hear multiple bodies.
In the pit, should be ready for this, especially with McCarthy scaling in the previous. So, want to see if he can poke something through head to head. Wonderful over Woxic.
Yeah, big one from Wonderful.
Oh, they got quick acceleration.
They're going to attempt it. 3 CTs here, scrambling.
Flash.
Swing, anti-flash from Makaze, covered nicely. Na'Vi hitting their stride at the tail end of this attack.
Might just be the save, boys.
Line up, yeah, they have to get away. 50 bucks in the back pocket of Maja.
Yeah, I don't think you got the finance for this. So there you go. Those long spawns come in and they take advantage of them and make the most of them. So 2 consecutive rounds. Na'Vi will get up to 3. So it doesn't feel great, but it is more than workable now, especially if they grab that pistol round once we swap sides. So these two are going to be saving guns. Loss bonus into the next should be at that 1900 mark for the CTs. So it'll be just enough.
Maybe they'll be able to grab that AWP.
Still hasn't really delivered in the clash, the back and forth, the clutch nature. Just there's been some good reads, some good stacks, some nice multi-kill moments, but it's just not this back and forth affair with the economical tug of war. Also the pace of it as well, tempered, relatively standard in terms of the playbook being shown.
Well, I think that's the contrast between these two sides of the bracket, right? You know, you saw Mongols Furia, and then you look at the Na'Vi Aurora. It's, you know, it's 2 teams, or rather, yeah, a pair of teams with very contrasting approaches.
One's got punch, one's got poise.
Yeah, all very nice. Absolutely. But those are the division of our favorites. Wonderful taking this B side of the map, trying to catch a Jota jump peek. Has he learned his lesson?
They should be on high alert because the long util came.
Oh! Hima hits it though.
Damn.
Doesn't matter. He's going to accelerate. Wakadia on high alert, and they are coming. Tucks on that corner. Here's Makaze going wide. Does he want to bring the fire? Gives him a step. Brings the fire indeed.
Whoa.
Nearly 3. Lovely attempt.
Starts to push.
Yeah, he's through the window. Makaze, however, profits off the flash set up by Alexi V. Team play on display from Na'Vi. This has got some punch to it. Chad, they heard ya. Looks like a HAMMAGA. And disadvantage and no rush.
Bomb could get caught in middle here. Oh, doesn't matter anymore. Woxic noted, shot in the side of the head, and there you have it. 8-4 on the half. So a little bit of something for Na'Vi. This one's not over just yet, but I think that's all you need, right? That's restored hope, restored a little bit of faith in this. Either they've lost to this, right? The clear of the smoke comes in. It's not the AWP that hits the shot, it's Imma. This was great from Wakadia. Knows that if he just stuck over towards Car, would become a sitting duck, right? They could do the scaling over the tall box as well as starting to clear, and he had to take the fight to them. Forgets the triple, that's probably round. Zentares, I think, got lost in the source of the cusp of the smoke, trying to come through window, then flashed off the line, couldn't back through, goes down. That's the one that really sealed the deal and changed the dialogue. We will get the change of harms in, and we'll make sure that we keep our eyes on those spawns, right? We're pointing out that Wonderful, very unfortunate with his, had a lot of B spawns, couldn't go for like long peaks with the AWP, was late to mid peaks with the AWP, so you wasn't seeing him tagging players when they were crossing the doors like we saw from Try yesterday on Imperial. We have swapped sides now. It's about seeing the buys come in. Double digits for 3 players in the server, all on the Aurora side. 14 for Zentares, 11 for Wakadia, and 10 for Woxic. Makes sense when the scoreline is 8-4.
Yeah, pistol will go a long way for Na'Vi. Hasn't been the best track record as far as this series is concerned. But when you're 8-4 in the hole, 3rd map in the upper bracket, you want to stay here.
So eyes on Zentares for me on the T side of this. He has been equipped with a P250.
No, that makes a lot of sense. You know how precise the man can be.
There's a second one available as well. So they've brought out 2 P250s to take some of these duels against the USPs. It's a decent amount of utility invested upon by the defense as well. A couple of smokes. Surely one of those will be used to block B. There's dual Berettas for bit as well. Flash and a HE for good measure. No defuse kit though, so keep that in mind if we find ourselves in a post plan.
Oh, I like this. This is a pistol out right out of my playbook here. Show face long, don't die, and take the bomb quietly. Tons. Look at the reaction. That's what they were hoping for.
Okay, so they're going to leave the util. As long as you can get the P250 in pit, then you're able to make this. Oh no, okay. Just jump spot on the corner, see if anybody has info. In fact, Makazi's hanging around here for the block.
You're going to be buying
Wonderful can block this as well. He's thrown it a very basic way, right? You can do the middle click one, which will land and can't be obstructed like that. So that smoke's not going to do the job.
Throwing another on the fly, though. That's pulled Makaze away. Oh, now he's a bit
Through.
janky. Jota gets it. Awkward now. Bit not in the sight, and now just has to stand and bang. Woxic delivers. Manipulative. Lovely calling from Major.
You wonder what was the call that made Makazi move, or was it
The
just him
second
thinking
smoke,
nothing's on the way?
Just see him HAMMAGA again. Another smoke being thrown. It kind of affirmed that there were more bodies. Nice bit of reception. Nice click back from Alexi. Woxic returns the
Oj, headshot.
Just pushing on out, bringing the fight to them. 3 in total from Jota. Solid pistol output.
Hazır kill ama.
In a very comfortable cushion.
It's 5 out of 6 pistols, I think.
5 out of 6, yeah. I
They
think
won 2
Na'Vi
on
just got
Nuke,
1.
they split him on Mirage. So, yeah, 5 out of 6 pistols. Keeping our eyes on those particulars. Small team-based stat lines, you know, the opening kills, the pistol rounds, and the clutch conversions, as opposed to, you know, who's got the most frags. So we'll be the force for Na'Vi. We need this one to get the back and forth started. Late, long pop. Now we're going through this. Here they come.
Layered flashes between HAMMAGA and Woxic. How good are they? Not good enough. Alexi handles it with vision. Imma, gets the response. Not quite. Didn't finish off his meal. and they're just going to spray at the smokes.
Have to really credit Woxic there. The fact that he's the third guy out of the smokes and he has the scout in hand, right? In that situation is we either help our teammates out here or we're going to give over 2 rifles and likely be in a discrepancy with the man advantage. So the fact that he just pipes through, hits a necessary shot, gives himself an upgrade for his troubles. So there was a chance there for Na'Vi to try and steal that one back, and still is. 2 players very low. Jota and Woxic as part of this. Wonderful and Bit. Now, they have divided and hoping to conquer. Bit doesn't have to be headshots if the low HP leads first. Body shot into a headshot, that could be enough to do it. Just for Wonderful, though, to retake with a scout ain't happening.
How is he gonna get this one? Oh! No, the collateral! What? Buy one, get one free from the Deeg of Bit. Wonderful still handed something he could work with now. With Jota low, a body shot would do it. Around the corner, hits the quick scope, but it's Jota to deny. It could have been real frag movie magic there. Valid attempt.
Jeez.
How often do you see collateral deagle headshots?
Right, I'm talking about.
Unique.
I'm thinking about body shots. He said, nah, screw that. I'll just take 2 for 1.
Oh, it wasn't far off for more as well.
Jeez. And then Wonderful also with a banger there on the scout. That is some specky shooting for sure. And Jota just has to surge forward on the bolt. So damn close.
Oh, wow.
The start and the end were close for Na'Vi, really. Like, they could have won more fights towards long. And at the end, that was almost something to be marveled at. So much financial damage being done, but you can't justify buying it at this point of the game, Na'Vi. So just a smattering of pistol upgrades, hoping to extract a bit more value. Players are in the right place. Good push highlighted by Bit, so he's in the back lines. He sealed the door. There is Madja playing for information, so he is going to call B clear. If they do evacuate...
Looks like they're about to.
Yeah, so Bit will get the info. It's about how many kills can he get.
Oh, here's the... Now they confirm it. Jota just going to run and gun. Nothing from the Deeg this time.
But Madja has the rotation. As long as he gets 1, then he can use his util. There's the 1. There's the util.
Falling into place. A couple of ways in which they could have tripped over their laces, but well handled. Aurora making a very strong case to keep themselves afloat here in the upper bracket and to send Na'Vi down to the lowers.
Well, this will put them in the playoffs, right? So this one right now to join Furia. They're all going to be on the other side of the bracket. So that's nice, right? If there's a team that you want to avoid, maybe it's Furia. Maybe it's the Mongols, right? I think for Aurora, they've matched up against the Mongols a couple of times. So they're quite familiar with that head-to-head. But just 2 more rounds required, and they have a massive buffer to do so. But the guns do come in for Na'Vi now. Wonderful Zorb, the rifles for the rest, and an aggressive stance. Didn't see anything like this from the CT side of Aurora.
Right, that's the contrast already.
They just played default.
Well, I don't know. Zantara is just going
to
head shooting. Solid work with cardio.
Yapıyor.
Everyone
game right there.
Yeah, so maybe that's why you didn't see much of that from Aurora, is it can blow up in your face. Alexi and Bit find themselves completely smoked out.
They didn't get anything. Didn't have short control, didn't have long control, and lost absolutely all of it.
Oh, not happening. Makaze, good find on the way back in. Suddenly a 2-on-2 emerges as the dust settles. Bit and Makaze trying to stake their claim, extend play. Woxic and Madja are in a position to actually feeling a lot of pressure now. Closing in just like that. Bit and Makaze.
Yapıyor leken.
How does that go wrong?
Okay, nice glance down at my stats.
Vajeci oldu.
Aurora, right? Going into EPL, DANAT had 13 events attended this
Map
season,
point
11
buna da
playoffs,
mı indi?
2 finals, still in pursuit of that first trophy.
Right.
So if we make this the 15th event, 11 playoffs, because they made the playoffs over there at EPL, they're looking for their 12th playoffs. And again, still in pursuit of that trophy, right? That's the key to unlocking what I think everybody hopes Aurora.
Na'Vi, ukle yaptı Na'Vi.
With this rush, they get to the stage and they're chokers, right? They don't have the mental.
Do you know, I think it would probably be like the equivalent of when Mongols...
So bold ediyor.
I think it was Sky Sports.
In the middle of last year, but then the Mongols won Thunder Pick in Berlin.
That's right.
And that one.
Even better. But I think after that, you know, go on to start lifting trophies themselves. I think for Aurora, it could unlock something similar within them.
Long push bo'ldi bu yoqqa.
Makazi's going aggressive up middle.
B'ga tortilishyapti.
By the orb, so we'll have to think twice about towing the line further. Bomb departing long doors now. Doesn't sound like a whole army around that corner to
B'da bir kishi.
be set up to go looking. Actually looks like the kills coming their way. Wonderful punish Madja. No one home. High alert. Bit about to be tested. Zentaris is coming running at him. How many does he get? Falls back off. Okay.
Oo, triple kill. Va 4-inchisi. Oo, gap yo'q lekin.
One man on site, and that's all you
Oo,
need.
вообще gap yo'q.
Okay, well this game is
Gap yo'q.
right. I thought that at 12 was a certainty, right? The fact that they were able to swarm long and short in that
Quadro kill bilan.
and now the comeback can be on. And now what we were talking about,
Beat.
one side, the fragility of the mental, maybe not anymore.
Yo'q tashadi. Oo.
Be feeling a bit hard done by there if missing those two up close and personal orb shots.
Zor.
Your responsibility, but Bit made a light work of your teammates.
Well, you know you're back in it now, right? Because at this point, 7, you've forced them into a point of eco. Their buy into the next is not going to be the best buy, right? Unless they get the plant, I don't think you can see an orb coming through. So you can start to build a bit of confidence. So then let's say you play that next rifle round, there's no orb, right? They're going to have to hope for something a little bit more poppy. They can't stick the landing there. You're close to tying things back up. You wanted the punch, it's just a bit of a rope-a-dope from Na'Vi, potentially on map number 3.
Are they happy to apply?
Minus.
Will activate with the short help. Im restrained. Doesn't want to give anything away.
Va tepadan
P as MS sweeps the rank.
gaz yo'qoldi va u safe bo'ladi.
Anything from that Glock from Wakadia. So we
Bomba
can
tushib
move into
qo'ygan.
the, next round of play. We'll just press the button. There we go.
Okay.
Accelerates the script.
Yeah, so
11 ga
Oxford has
yetdi.
4.3, and I think this is a very good time for them.
19-chi round.
So that's exactly what has come through. You're going to talk about this rifle round right now. Then you lose this. You're obviously not planning to lose this, but let's say you lose this, you take a partial, then you can go for the full buy and hopefully bring out to the AWP in that future. Now, I think it's a good time to do this because before those doubts of, oh, we're choking again, start to creep in, which will happen in about 2 to 3 rounds time. All right, get rid of it right now. So at the moment, they don't have any great long spawns. Wakadia and Magi are currently closest. Then it goes Zentaris and Woxic and Joda with a B spawn. So this puts you in a position where you're likely just going to see a default.
Hey,
The other
Mark.
options are let's go over to tunnels and set up a B execute with those really good flashes you go see through under the skylights, or a long pop. Right? Those are your two kind of second timing options early, or you just go through the motions of the default round. Get through lower, push back short control, and then play the push-pull of the mid to B and short utility. With the split on the radar, it spells the default, so likely to see 2 in through lower. Actually, Wakadia was heading to B, and now he's just heading all the way back, so was he leaving some util? I'm not quite sure. Not being harassed, no lower push, no short presence. This is just a standard hold. So yeah, some U-tilt looks like it was left as...
Just Woxic doesn't look good, particularly.
Shortda hech kim yo'q. CT hech kim, CTga ketishdi.
So they're going to feign it to make it look like potentially crisscross smokes, which should draw the A rotating rifler, who's already drawn to be fair, and then give you a 1v1.
Bu zo'r tushdi.
In defense of Woxic, he nailed it. Wonderful though, he's in prime
Where's the
position
flash?
to catch him.
Why?
That wonderful combines with a leg seat. You know where Madja is. It would be done if Zentaris died, and that could be any moment now.
Yo'q, gap.
Awkward.
Yo'q, barabar ushlab olishdi.
Almost adjusted.
Yeah, could have gone way worse.
Shortdan. Voxic
40 seconds.
AWPga
5,
AWPga tushib qoladi
Is there
menimcha.
anything more?
You can isolate this fight.
Bilib turibdi shu yerda AWP borligini.
Sold down the river here. Madja hoping to catch rotations. He just loses the bomb.
Ooh, ugly one as well from Woxic. Na'Vi back in business.
At least they had an idea, right? So a gimmick coming into play, we'll throw some util to make it look like something else and then see if we can isolate a duel.
Na'Vi comebackga yaqin.
Wonderful was there. They just sold short. The flash too deep. He is able to get that opening shot, and then the long plate falls apart. So here's going to be the partial now. So the closest of the 3 maps we've had in this series, but now the conversation is starting to heat up.
11
Smoke.
sakkiz.
Jota's going to line up the hinge mid doors. Short aggression from Imma. 3 flashes, 4 smokes remain after that one's been launched. Lands perfectly. Through lower tunnels, just making sure there's no quick response time. So this time they could go for the crisscross and have the follow through, but what are the 2 extra smokes for? I feel like you'd want to take some short control, push them back so you can actually manipulate the rotations as you'd hope.
Yeah, I think that looks like the game plan.
Okay, this is what they're going to do. Short control, bridge smokes, drop CT with 1, pincer the CT player, B split. It's not a money back guarantee, but...
Yeah, well, we are going to be seeing those nades lined up.
Oh, no one's going to drop through. They're just all going through the doors. Here they come. Have to play.
Too many bodies on that B
Yo, balıştı.
Great response.
Hata oldu.
Everyone's here. Everyone's ready. Nice shot from
Flash.
Arcadia. Oh my
Great
god!
Whoa!
What a flash! What a play! Outstanding!
Just flash'ga tushib qoldi ya.
I mean, how does Arcadia hit that
Gap
headshot?
yo'q.
A catastrophe for Navi, Alexi B, and Wonderful going to try and turn it back around.
Yana 2'ga 2.
They got kits. They have an incendiary. Where do they want to use that? Backside, back plat, car's an option. So as the AWP for the retake. HG double flash, and the nade through the window doesn't soften anybody up whatsoever. Wonderful might lead Alexi to trade. Here they come.
Flash catches the rifle. Arcadia forward position. Mac 10 bait. Trying to draw attention, but they will clear it. Messi!
Nima bo'ldi hozir?
Such an incredible sequence out of Arcadia, but Wonderful and Alexi
Navi.
back into B. Navi not done.
Okay, Wakadia, I thought he had done more than enough there. That sequence in middle was a thing of beauty, one to be admired. That flash that came through, you see 2 players, B Hill completely blind, questioning their life choices. Here it is again. Out of the pocket, the one on Imma while moving, then bang. And then he's tucking in, just praying, just hoping. His post plan on B, there the swing from Zentaros goes wide with the Mac 10, and they let out the Raw. No timeout taken for this one. Aurora saving 1. Boxstick at least has his AWP. Can it be a dialogue shifter?
Usually is.
Set me up, he says. So Imma.
Voy, qayerga yomon tegdi.
Exchange. Thinks better at playing ahead. Wonderful there is the safety net, can just hold the line. Flashed off, but backs himself. Now he swoops in. Oh.
Oy, 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 oy.
He goes looking for Zentares.
Va minus.
Nails the shot.
Zentares baribir tushib qoldi.
For Zentares. Madge's not going to be ready for this, but now he is. Imma squanders his opportunity.
You know the AWPs here, got to be careful with this, boys.
That's awkward. Good flash work, but they need more where that came from. Wonderful turns it. Still a gap, still punishing. Wonderful again with impact. Double kill. Up on towards the side. They've
Window
still
flash.
got the ramp player as well. Yeah, flash comes in. No one's looking in the right direction. It's too easy for him, just picking him up. One at a time,
Alexi
dropping
op
like
ketdi.
flies, and it's just a
Triple kill
one-round
bilan.
game.
You can see the comms are still flowing there for Navi, right? Everything's considered. It's a team game. Bang on, right?
Navi uyg'onib ketdimi deyman.
Low end in terms of frag distribution, but I'm just loving the details, right? No one's just swinging ahead of Util. Their teammates are coming. I've got the flashes. Alexi's going off of those window flashes coming in. Really good understanding of the situation. There's multiple setups and layerings to the defense that are going on. Wonderful getting caught off guard there with that little slip off the box. Still able to hit a banger over shot. Imma goes down, but it's not going to stall them. Has to be a partial by
Zentares nima qilay ekan deb ketaymi ekan.
Burnt from Faber, so no more opportunities for him to get involved. And you just have to return to that round where they split A, they get the kills out long, they take down the short player, and they end up losing it. Now we're sitting there scoring 11-10 with Navi financially in the driver's seat and about to tie things up, legs 11.
Yeah, this one might be haunting Aurora. Replaying the rounds, you were so damn close. Even that 2v2.
At least in a round like this, it'll be a little bit more off the cuff. You'll see players go for a few more plays, less static, less default. So Big ball maneuver
Shortdan
right
borib
now.
ko'rishadi endi hamma.
Yeah, and well, someone that's not shy to make a play is Ricardia. He is the best equipped.
Makazi bekor ketdi. City ketishyapti va shortda hech kim yo'q. Short.
Occupied, and they're doing it quietly.
Yeah, all 5, and they have enough to get them space. It's about what happens if they get the staging area. Because Na'Vi, in this situation, can play retake, and then they have the util for exactly that. So the question is not if Aurora get the site, it's what happens once they have it.
Okay, they might likely go now with the smoke up. And
Yeah, they're
they-
playing
Wonderful.
retake.
Vanguard smoke. How will you play this?
So
How
this
will
is
you
the
get back
tough
in?
part. They likely get the short
Katta
flank,
ehtimol
right?
bilan
You
map
can't just
point
stay Marauder
bo'ladi.
on site. You can't just stay Gandalf and around site box. You'll be whittled away by utility. So you need something. So Maja has short
Bombani esa
control.
qo'yib
There
qo'yishdi.
might have to be a pivot point where you drop in and fight CT for something, or you swing and fight long, and they're not equipped to fight long. So you need to be able to pounce down together right now.
How do you play this? They're closing in.
One Maja flash.
Leg speed is alongside. Heavy occupation of short. Nice output from Zatares, making that Mac 10 work, but Makaze's there. Here's Jota, needs a shot, can't track the heads, they're wiggling and they're jiggling, it's a 1v2!
Oi!
Short plant.
Crazy, absolutely
Plant
crazy.
qila olmaydi.
Last 5 seconds,
Oh!
I think he
He's
gets
on
it! I think he gets it just in time! Wow, wonderful!
Olib qo'ydi.
11
Voy gap yo'q lekin.
And
1
they
sekund.
had an idea. They were like, okay, as soon as they start scaling up CT,
Voy.
clamp on this.
Nafas olmay turdi odam.
Considering they had a lot less in
Gap
terms of
yo'q,
util and weaponry
qo'yishdi.
recovery, they got a lot out of that round, but it doesn't
Navi.
matter. It's tied up 11-11.
Gap yo'q.
Great shot from Woxic, and I think he probably thought that there was enough time. Like he'd wasted enough time, but had he just played it
Yaxshi.
a little step deeper.
Va
Okay,
Va-
Alexi, what's going on there? That nearly went horribly
Coming
wrong.
through.
Zataras has gone through, trying to fight around the edge of the smoke, but wonderful, happy to just pick it up. And this
map
is a
point.
collapse
Katta ehtimol bilan
from
Navi.
Aurora, a calamity. Been stuck on that 11 as Navi have clawed their way back into this game. 7 on the trot.
Aurora uxlab qoldi.
Looking for that 8th. And it is just 2 kills away. Ricardia and Woxic find themselves trying to make something happen. Navi playing for the info. You can see Imet just going to be spotting out for the mid-cross. The smoke will confirm their suspicions.
I can see over the top of that one, it forces pathing to window, and there's even a HE to break. Oh, he's seen him.
Yeah, he's going to come from Woxic's back turn. Attention, and Makazi
Xato.
up.
12-11 map point.
It was 11-4.
This is wild. This
Auroraga
right
juda
now,
qiyin
the
bo'ldi
first half,
endi.
It didn't feel like those last few rounds against constellations before we made it into the halftime break was going to be enough, but clearly it is. And I just have to return to that 11-4 round. It was a 2v4 situation. An A split from Aurora. They come steaming out long, they get the short control, and then they end up flubbing a round that has come back to cost them dearly. The best that they can hope for right here, right now, is overtime, or Na'Vi will take this and they'll make it to the playoffs.
Oh, this one would feel incredible for Na'Vi overcoming.
Va yana longdan push.
The opposite for Aurora. Imet feeling himself. He's going to be in a position to
Smoke kerak bu yerda. Yana bir smoke.
Wonderful Zorp is going to be there to receive. It's just a scout on the other side of things. As he elevates up, he's a sitting duck, but a missed shot whistles away, just past the hip of Woxic. Fully committed to this. Aurora live and die by this play in round 24. The whole team going across. Ricardi the first man across. Awkward, very awkward, low HP, ears ringing. Zatara's given the low HP, gets the scout, but this could all line up for Na'Vi.
flank.
Va orqadan. Va Navi. Navi olib ketdi.
How did Na'Vi pull that off?
11-4.
Navi olib ketdi.
Thank Makazi and Bit for pulling it off a 2v4 to keep you in it.
Come back.
You take the series, you take down Aurora, third consecutive series where Na'Vi have come out on top and they booked themselves a spot in the playoffs. They'll be on the opposite side of the brackets of Furia. Aurora will have to play again tomorrow, but they were right there. They were dominating Na'Vi.
So many rounds replaying. I think every individual will probably be replaying the moment they could have done something different.
Oh.
That long play you keep returning to, obviously, but there were so many other options. Woxic, another 0.5 of a second, and Wonderful doesn't get the defuse.
Gets them up to 12 at least.
So
Wakandia
intense.
coming out mid with the Tech 9, the triple kill, the 2v2 in the post plant. They lose that one to an AWP and Alexi on the retake of the site right there. So for Aurora, just coming undone, coming unstuck, and that one is going to sting. You have to wonder about the ramifications of that one and how it's going to feel. But they have another game to play tomorrow is against the of Venom taken on Imperial, and that's our last game of the day. But the
Take stream to Thomas.